Hi, and welcome to BEDEX 2026, the first international defense exhibition in Brussels, Belgium. Army Recognition is the official online show daily news and web TV for the event. Follow us and see the latest innovation and technology during 3 days at BEDEX 2026.
First of all, the Leopard 1. I am a mechanical engineer. For me, what the Germans designed, I think in the 60s, it's amazing. The transmission of this vehicle is a mechanical wonder. It's purely hydraulic and mechanical, it never fails. It has been used by the Ukrainians in the Ukrainian war and the conflict against Russia. Some Ukrainians told me they are more satisfied with the Leopard 1 or the Leopard 2. Leopard 2 is a good tank, but a lot of electronics, you need a lot of maintenance, you need a lot of training. And some people told me, we prefer the Leopard 1. Based on that, we thought we should do something with it. The Leopard 1, mobility-wise, is a good platform, but the old turrets with old technology, old infrared cameras, old ballistic computers, and so on, is outdated. So we came up with the idea, why don't we put our new, modern 105 turret on this chassis? And the ring diameter, what the Germans invented in the 60s, by coincidence, the diameter of our turret was more or less the same. So it fits. So we did some tests and we came up with this concept. So the big advantage of this concept that has been tested and already used in Ukraine is, first of all, mobility-wise, the weight of our turret is 3 tons less than the old version because we work with armored steel. The Germans in the past worked with we work with armored aluminium, I'm sorry. The Germans worked with armored steel, big difference, 3 tons less. So mobility-wise, the Ukrainians told me it's like driving a Lamborghini. So mobility-wise, they are very satisfied. Weapon systems-wise, what the Germans did in the 60s was amazing, but technology evolved. We can elevate our cannon in 42 degrees and we can fire in artillery mode. This is not an artillery system, but you can fire to targets at 10K. So next to the direct firepower of a classic main battlefield tank, this is not the main battlefield tank anymore. The Leopard 1 was, but I'm not stating this is because the ballistic protection, etc. is slightly different. But you also give, next to the firepower of a main battlefield tank, the power of indirect fire, which is very liked by the Ukrainian forces.
At BEDEX 2026, the first international defense exhibition in Brussels, Belgium, there is many drones manufacturers. And you can see here several types of drones. And drones is a new topic on the world today, and especially in Ukraine, but also in the Middle East. And several companies present different types of drones, but also counter drones technology.
My name is Brian Moran. I am the Vice President for Europe for Anduril. It's a defense technology company that originated in the United States. We're actively now on a global scale working on drone, counter-drone, counter-intrusion, maritime surveillance, and many, many other domains. It's only an 8-year-old company, but we've grown rapidly and are also very active here in Belgium. If you look over my left shoulder, we started out in counter-intrusion, so basically border surveillance, border protection, with a combination of these smart sensors and towers over my left shoulder, but also drones that would go collect data and fuse it in a common operating picture that we call Lattice, which is really the AI brain behind our entire operation. That then gave us a lot of capability in the drone and counter drone space, where now we are the program of record in counter drones for a number of clients around the world. Special Operations Command in the United States, the Marine Corps, where we do big installation protection, but also have mobile capability, active, passive. We see some of our sensors here to detect, but then also some of the effectors to engage. So the counter drone and counter US space is very familiar to us and something that we're excited to be bringing to Belgium. Yeah, we have our Roadrunner right above my head here, which is sort of our most sophisticated system, if you will. We have our loitering munition that we actually sold to Belgium. It can be launched from a helicopter, can be launched from the ground with different effects. There's a munition and an armed variant, there's a surveillance variant. And then over there, we also have our Bolt drone, also that we have sold to Belgium, which is, again, another one of our effectors that has been deployed in the United States, but also around the world with customers. On the software side, our Lattice command and control system, which is really the digital brain behind the operation, is able to integrate our system, but more importantly, other effectors and sensors. It's an open architecture, and I think that philosophy of being open source, open architecture vis-a-vis a closed system, a bespoke system, differentiates us in a big way. I'm very proud of what Belgium is doing right now. Right, there has been a period of time where there was an underinvestment in defense, and I think under Theo Francken it's really accelerated, and he is introducing a lot of new capability to the Belgian forces and really elevating, I think, Belgium's standing as a credible, lethal force in the world. And that makes me proud, but it's also, I think that matches very nicely the type of capabilities that Anduril can bring to an exposition like this.
At BEDEX 2026, the Belgian Armed Forces also display different type of new technology and innovation in terms of military equipment, which are now in service with the Belgian Armed Forces. You can see now some robotic system, also unmanned aerial vehicles, and also latest generation of 6x6 combat armored vehicle. Hi and welcome to BEDEX 2026, the first international defense exhibition in Brussels, Belgium. Behind me you can see the next generation of combat vehicles who will enter in service with the Belgian Army. And you can see behind me the new Jaguar. It is an amazing combat vehicles. In the philosophy in France, it's a reconnaissance 6x6 armored vehicles. But the firepower of the vehicles is really amazing. The main armament consists of one 40mm automatic cannon, but there is also on the top of the turret anti-tank guided missile launcher. Now you have the firepower of a tank and the mobility of a wheel armored vehicles. In the modernization of the Belgian Army, there is also two new combat vehicles. The Serval, with 4x4 armored vehicles, and also the Griffon, who will be the next generation of armored personnel carrier in service with the Belgian Army.